to share something with you. Like the masses, I was in awe when I first laid eyes on all the things you are. I heard that speech. I knew we make noise. I just thought it'd be in the streets.
The Black Panthers are the single greatest threat to our national security. Our counterintelligence program must prevent the rise of a black messiah.
You're looking at 18 months for the stolen card, 5 years for impersonating a federal officer, or you can go home. Or you can go home.
What do you want?
Get close to Hampton.
The Black Panthers are forming a rainbow coalition of oppressed brothers and sisters of every color.
Neutralize him by any means necessary.
America's on fire right now. And until that fire is extinguished, nothing else means a damn thing. Imagine what we could accomplish together. We can heal this whole city.
You ain't tell me it was gonna be like this. These ain't no terrorists. These ain't no terrorists. These ain't no terrorists.
We educate, we nurture, we feed, and we lobby.
We got a rat, man.
Does anybody else know about me?
No one knows your identity.
Are you sure?
Perhaps we're here for more than just war with these bodies. We scream, and we shout, and we live by this anthem. But it's power to the people really worth their ransom.
When I dedicated my life to people, I dedicated my life.
You get to go out there and talk about dying a revolutionary death because you don't have another person growing inside your body.
Anywhere there's people, there's power.
What is a Messiah biblically? Messiah or Mashiach, anointed one. The basic meaning of the Hebrew Mashiach or HaMashiach in the Greek Christos is anointed one. In the Old Testament, the word is used of prophets, priests, and kings who were consecrated to their office with oil. And we see this in the Old Testament. There were many anointed ones, including Saul, David, Solomon, the Levite priest, Aaron, his sons. So it was a ritual and it was a custom to anoint with oil. You can find that in Psalms 23:5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over.
What magic a Philistine and a poet could create.
1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 15 and 16. Now the Most High told Samuel in his ear a day before Saul came, saying, Tomorrow about this time I will send thee a man out of the land of Benjamin, and thou shalt anoint him to be captain over my people, Israel, that he may save my people out the hand of the Philistines. For I have looked upon my people, because their cry is come unto me. So Fred Hampton is playing a King David archetype, a Messiah. And we know that King David was anointed with a flask of oil to his head by the prophet Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 1. So I'm going to be reading from the Apocrypha, which was in the 1611 King James Version Bible. This is one of my favorite verses, Judith 9:11. You know, 9:11 means emergency. For thy power standeth not in the multitude, nor thy might in strong men. For thou art a God of the afflicted, a helper of the oppressed, an upholder of the weak, a protector of the forlorn, a savior of them that are without hope. Now we know the Most High heard his people. He heard their frequency, their hearts, they were sincere. And he sent King David, the Messiah, to deliver his people. No different than Fred Hamilton. He was a Messiah type figure. His voice, like he said, you can kill the revolutionists, but you can't kill the revolution.
Counterintelligence program must prevent the rise of a black Messiah.
Psalms chapter 2, verse 1 to 3. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Most High and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands, slunder, and cast away their cords from us. So the Most High's chosen people, which are the Israelites, his people, the so-called African Americans, we all have a voice, and the Most High has a frequency, and that's that oneness when we unite. But as you can see in the movie, they don't want so-called black people to unite. The so-called black people have voices to unite the people like a Messiah. That's why they're scared, and that's why a lot of the killings took place, from Malcolm X to Martin Luther King to Fred Hampton to Nat Turner. It's that frequency, that energy to galvanize people. Upon closing out, I like to say that, there's a lot of subliminal messages in here from the Freemasonry, the government, the crooked cops. But you see that when a so-called black man is in his right mind, knowledge of self, is conscious, he's trying to uplift his people, and he's deemed as a threat to society. He's a separatist, and I'm going to go back to the Herschel Walker. I mean, he had the nerve to sit there and say that when blacks get reparations, that equals separatist. But he doesn't realize that different groups got reparations, but are they considered separatist? So why is it that when the so-called black people come together, that's a no-go? They don't want that to happen. And look at history with the Black Wall Street of Tulsa and many other stories in history. But that town was bombed by the government. The typical story about the white girl. She got raped by a black man, and he started bombing that city and shooting and killing. And now they want to try to uncover it and teach it. It's a joke. It's just too much innocent blood on America's soil. But peace and shalom.
Me disagree with them violently, and they set up this problem in order to exploit me and other people like me. And why they want to get rid of me? Because I'm saying something that might wake up some other exploited people and some other oppressed people. And if all these people ever get together, then these pigs that are exploiting us, we'll be able to run them into the lake. That's why they want to get rid of us.